vacation destinations in the south. And by the end of the day today, it estimates it has repatriated 33,000 Canadians. In a statement, the company's CEO said,
I was going to call the video "Still Chopping," but I forgot.
With the extra capacity is the
Canadian. The title on this video is "Still Chopping." Fuck the cops.
Coming up in 60 seconds.
They just told us.
With your friend Richie.
680 News Time, 525.
The banks are reducing the use of cash to prevent the spread of disease, which makes no sense. But the stores do that because it would put an undue burden on people that depend on cash.
No, I didn't.
And they like to say people that depend on cash, meaning poor people, the ignorant, the uneducated, people that live in the ghetto, people that can't or won't get a bank account, old people. That's not what it means. Everybody uses cash, brethren. So anyway, still chopping because they're trying to shut down the businesses. The title of the video is supposed to be "Still Chopping." I'll fix that later, if I ever watch this. Once upon a time, I used to watch my videos when I would upload a 3-minute video every week. You know, not 4 hours twice a day.
Donate online at carsforkids.ca. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll benefit a child and get a maximum tax credit.
100% boric acid.
Also accepting boats, motorcycles, RVs, and truck donations.
80% silicon dioxide, present as 100% diatomaceous earths. We got 2 different ones. And if you really want, I got pharmaceutical grade diatomaceous earths. This is for you to eat, but if I run out of this stuff, I'm going to just dump it on the ground to the books. I told you I was going to do that. I got the video back up running. Now I'm going to fucking give it to the bugs.
The lack of chicken? I know I have.
No, I haven't noticed a lack of chicken, brethren. You're lying. You're lying. You're straight up lying. There is so much chicken that if they put it in dog food, they put human-grade chicken in dog food.
Well, food experts, doctors.
That's how much chicken there is, brethren.
University of Halifax tells me part of it is that it's easy to throw it in the freezer and freeze it and save it for later. But another big part of the run on chicken has to do
all in tins, brethren. It's all in tins, brethren.
The Asian population is actually quite substantial in the GTA. And typically, Asians tend to go to chicken, which is a cheap protein but a reliable one in terms of prices. It's actually
it's not poor people or common people. It's Asians. What about all the niggers and spicks that eat chicken, buddy?
The same thing actually happened in GTA.
And he says
what do I mean?
Should be back on store shelves in about a week.
Whatever you want to call me. Do I look Asian? We've been having fucking shootouts for calling me Asian, buddy.
Points, a gain of 1% to 20,087. Helping the mood today, the fact that China has no new cases of the virus, but very much it's the case that global central
banks. Has anybody made contact with China in the last 24 hours? I don't think anybody's alive over there.
The markets. TSX.
Ding, 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 ding. What's wrong? Why you don't answer phone? Americans want to borrow more money.
12,170 as the price of oil jumped some 24% to $25. S&P 500 up 0.6%. The Nasdaq up 2.6. Canadian dollar down 68.91 cents US. This is
right. Bug powder down.
For one young man, this is where the TELUS Mobile Health Clinic gave him the care he needed.
What's his name? Why can't he tell us his story? It's a made-up story. There's no law saying you can't make up stories to advertise.
35,000 Canadians experience homelessness each year. Across Canada, TELUS Health for Good provides health care directly to those who need it most. When
I might even clean my TV screen.
You're all connected for good. Learn more at TELUS.com.
Fuck, I even emptied out that dehumidifier thing just now. Rinsed it out and everything because it was disgusting.
Is over. Find an amazing selection of rugs at Area Rug Shop.
I found the perfect rug to help me meditate. I found the perfect rug to match.
Never lose sight of the goal. I got a joint right here. That was the goal.
I found the
cleaning up my house was just
easy to clean because
incidental.
I have a dog.
At Area Rug Shop, you'll find the right rug for you. Visit Area Rug Shop showrooms in Vaughan, Richmond Hill, Newmarket, and Barrie. Or visit Area Rug Shop.
Then I made coffee, eh? Did you notice I made coffee during the last? You didn't notice it. I'm already set, ready to roll this.
Right now, Oshawa overcast and 8 degrees. Vaughan overcast and 9 degrees. There is a special weather statement out for Toronto and the GTA. We have
peanut flavored sauce. I got that in case I need to kill somebody. I just smash it, stab you. I'm allergic to broken glass.
Thursday, the 19th of March.
Here's what you need to know right now.
In Toronto, there are stores that are essential.
Food, medications.
But to fight the coronavirus, the city's top doctor is now asking non-essential
After
stores.
they just came out for an hour saying shutting everything down will make it worse.
A word of positivity. Let's keep at it.
And we're not going to run out of anything.
This is just the beginning.
And they're not letting people resell things on the internet. So why is the city-level doctor telling us to not go to the store?
The NFL has
The fuck is wrong with you? The local store is the best place to shop. You're literally limiting your exposure to the outside world that way. It's a pyramid thing. You understand? No, you want us all to go straight to the source, the grocery store, the Costco, on reduced hours. How come Galen Weston's allowed to do business, but like Ching Lang Wang isn't? Because Ching Lang Wang don't pay no kickbacks.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by Lowe's. Here's Jordan Kerr.
Well, traffic on the DVP 404 combination is starting to slow down a little bit again. Northbound on the DVP is busy from Lawrence to York Mills, and southbound on the 404 DVP, delays from Shepherd to approaching the 401 ramps as you go into the collectors. Southbound DVP itself in good shape from the 680 traffic center. Kyle Hawking.
Yeah, really not much of a concern off the highways either. Overall, a very light drive continues for this week. It's just lane restrictions on Shepherd east to the 400. Watch out for that.
Buddy, traffic reports are every 10 minutes. Don't give us a weekly fucking update.
Slow from approaching the DVP to east of it with
This-
some single lane
Did I
construction.
mishear him? Did he say week or this week?
The installation services Spring Blitz until April 8th. Get 10% cash back off your total purchase of gift cards. More details at ronaorlows.ca. Conditions apply. Your next report at 5:41, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriachi.
Some evening showers
The
and
last
isolated
Boy
thunderstorm
Scout.
activity tonight through the evening and overnight. Even into Friday AM, we are expecting some isolated scattered shower and thunderstorms could still be lingering, but the wind's really starting to pick up. Now, temperatures are going to climb through the overnight, and Friday morning into early afternoon, we'll see temps in the teens before the cold front slides through and we cool back down to -9 for Friday night. Your overnight low tonight is 7.
This is 680 News.
There are calls from Toronto's top doctor this afternoon to shut down retail stores and hair salons. This is the province as we can expect higher daily numbers of COVID-19 cases as Canadians continue to return home. We'll have more from Ontario health officials in just a moment.
But first, 680's Mark Douglas joins us live with the latest from City Hall. Mark.
James, with another 26 cases of coronavirus in Toronto, the city's top doctor says we have to take social distancing even more seriously.
Who are you
So
telling
she is
you,
now
dumb
asking
fuck
most of the
outsider?
retail
Get on my
operations in
calendar,
Toronto
fucking
to
whore.
temporarily close.
I'm still hearing from many people around our city that there are still a number of non-essential businesses that continue to keep their doors open.
That's
Dr.
your
Ryan
right
Davila
to
says
do in this
examples of
country, you
non-essential
whore.
stores
Go
are
the
things
fuck
like
back to
clothing
wherever the
stores
fuck
and
you
hair
come
and
from.
nail
I swear
salons.
I'm a
What
very
then is
wonderland.
an essential store?
Food, medications, home provisions and supplies. These are the kinds of stores that we need to stay open and to support people in terms
How
of
do you
their
know
social
what I
distancing
need?
efforts. So groceries, pharmacies, and the like.
And she says the shopping malls can stay open so the food courts and the restaurants can sell their takeout dinners. And she points out some malls do have grocery stores and pharmacies. Davila, again, making this just a strong recommendation, not an order, saying voluntary compliance always works best. Live from City Hall, I'm Mark Douglas.
Remember what these whores
Ontario
just said.
has its second death related
Galen
to COVID-19.
Weston is important. He has to stay in business. Tim Hortons has to stay in business. The little store in the corner that has diapers and milk for you so you can go get them anytime you want with 60 seconds notice and get back to your house real quick. That's not essential.
The province's totals
Right.
grow to 257, and we're just getting multiple reports of
Remember
4
this
confirmed
shit.
cases in Durham region.
In case it ever
all
happens
at
again,
an
right? It's happening right now.
long-term care
I tried
home
to
facility
prepare all y'all,
that
y'all
goes
didn't
by the
listen.
name of Hillsdale Terraces.
My
Still trying to
grandfather's
learn
tried
more
to tell
about
me.
that, but Ontario's medical officer of health says when it
Military
comes to
militia
social distancing,
members,
for
you
the
don't
most
know.
part,
I grew up with when I was this tall, the rifles were this tall, stacked up in the corner. I didn't know. I didn't know you weren't supposed to have guns. Apparently, I'm not. I don't have that preconception.
This is just the beginning of
Oh, there's a guy with a gun. So?
Out of Italy, where the number of cases just passed those reported in China, and some speculation we could be just days behind from living in the same reality.
The challenges are huge in northern Italy. How they're going to do it, I don't know. It's just overwhelming.
How they're gonna do it, I don't know. Why are you talking like we asked your opinion?
Not be too overconfident.
So far, officials have said the jumps we're seeing across the province aren't surprising. Reporting live, Stuart McGinn, 680 News. This is 680 News. Premier Ford says he doesn't care what it takes. A bus, a boat, an airplane. They'll do whatever's needed to bring home a group of King City students stuck in Peru. 680's Phil Martino with more.
Why? They're from King City. They're never going to see anything anywhere ever for the rest of their lives. Let them see Peru, you dumb cocksucker. You know what King City is? It's nothing. The kids that come out of there are so fucked up, they can't even live down here in Toronto.
Now they're stuck. Premier Doug Ford says an Air Canada flight is being arranged to bring them back.
I was talking to one of the mothers, talking to the headmaster. We had our staff talking to the
headmaster. Not teacher, headmaster. Okay, great.
Meantime, Toronto resident preteen, her husband, and a friend from Vancouver are also stuck in Peru. They're in a hotel in a small town, and they say they want to get to Lima, where the international airport is. But
we want to go where all the people are that might be sick. We're not good here in this isolated area. We want to go somewhere. Are you fucking stupid? How fucking stupid are you?
We've done all the surveys. We've been on Twitter, social media. We talked to the treaty the board affairs.
You were on Wikipedia, bro? You're trying to get help through Wikipedia? You're a genius. That's not what Wikipedia does, bro. That's literally not what Wikipedia does.
Phil Martino, 680 News. Premier Ford
You just said he's going on Wikipedia and trying to get help.
Gathered at Queen's Park today to pass an emergency bill that is going to help workers who must stay home.
There was none of the usual hoopla and theater in the legislature. Instead,
because they're always so lively.
24 MPPs, all practicing social distancing, sitting a few seats and rows apart, gathered to unanimously pass legislation to protect workers affected by COVID-19.
You saw the Australian President, whatever Prime Minister, cough on his hand and touch pieces of paper while telling you not to do it. You saw the ASL fucking signer have to be told you're standing too close to the other person. The people telling you what not to do are doing it.
People who don't go into self-isolation after returning from abroad.
Whenever I return from abroad, I like to smoke a joint.
Do not be selfish and go out. Stay isolated.
At Queen's Park, I'm Roman Correction.
This is 680 News. Prime Minister Trudeau says he expects the U.S. border to close to non-essential travel as early as tomorrow night. He's cautioning Canadians that social distancing measures could remain in place for a long time.
Canadian and American officials are still finalizing the details, but the Prime Minister says by the weekend, the border should close to all tourists.
Should. Yesterday said it was done. Today they're saying in a few days maybe. Because if they close the official crossings, you're going to have every amateur idiot in fucking northern U.S. trying to cross that border in the woods, in Maine and Vermont, whatever, in the middle of the middle of the night. You're going to die. You're going to be calling on your cell phone for help. Blah, 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 blah.
We all have got to get it right and get it right now, because the price of not doing so is too high.
The government's in discussions with manufacturers to ensure we have enough medical equipment, and the Prime Minister says he's also been in talks with airlines to make sure the Canadians stuck abroad have enough flights to bring them home. Trudeau's also urging all workers and businesses to take a look at their $82 billion financial aid package to make sure they get the help they need.
Take a look at it. Right.
Cormac makes 20 Parliament Hill.
Just take a look at it.
You need to go
Faster.
the most traffic in Toronto. 680 News.
Truck month is on at Chevrolet. Right now, find great lease offers on the powerfully efficient 2020 Silverado.
Why does every white girl think she's funny asking a nigger, you want your receipt?
Package. Visit ChevroletOffers.ca.
You've been told 4 times how much it hurts when I have to speak. I know, because your boss fired the last 3 fucking idiots that asked me that question. Give me the damn receipt, or you got to give me back the money. I'll break your teeth. I paid for the receipt.
Now, the 680 News
Oh, and the Oreos, I like to throw it in the garbage first and then hand it to me. I didn't know you needed it.
This gas price update was brought to you by
Why did I pay for it then?
Wheat-free lawn.
I didn't know you needed money. I didn't know you needed teeth and fucking non-bruised eyes. You gonna suck dick and make money that way? No, you should shut your fucking mouth, because you ain't gonna make money with busted-ass teeth that way.
Cancer is 90% curable when found early. Plus, testing is really easy. Just collect your
Just shit in a bag and send it in the mail.
I promise it's easier than you think. So ask your health
I got
for
salt.
the kit and visit ontario.ca/colon-cancer
I have
for more information.
salt.
Paid for by the Government of Ontario.
At Lowe's, we have everything you need for your renos for less.
My dream home has a Tuscan front door, cream bamboo floors the second you step inside.
Korean bamboo, because you know where the bamboo came from, eh? You can tell the difference.
Just about everything. Until
There's clumping bamboo and running bamboo, and that's it.
Get a $50 gift card when you spend $500 or more on patio furniture, gazebos,
And I don't believe the black bamboo actually exists, because I can't fucking find that. I can't find anything real about that.
680 News Time, 541.
Traffic and weather together on the ones brought to you by EnerCare. Here is Jordan Curran.
A really quiet drive out there. In terms of delays on the highways, we've only got one. It's a minor one. It's southbound on the 404. As you go through Shepherd and the collector lanes down towards the 401 ramps, it's a bit busy through that stretch. That's really it. Once you get onto the Don Valley Parkway, it's in good shape. The Gardner 401, every 400 series highway in good shape at the moment. For the 680 Traffic Center, Kyle Hawking.
Well, just a couple of minor spots up the highways of construction as well. Eastbound Eglinton still slow from approaching the DVP to east of it because of signal lane construction. And we also have construction on Shepherd east of the 400. So for a short stretch there, it's down to a single lane as well. Traffic sharing the westbound lanes. However, Shepherd doesn't look too bad in terms of volume delays. Call the HVAC Whispers at EnerCare today and save $40 off a furnace repair call. No one understands your heating system better because we EnerCare. Terms and conditions apply. Your next
I got a toaster oven, a shower, 2 electrics, radiator. I got heat.
Evening showers and thunderstorms expected to last through the overnight. Isolated and scattered, but we could see heavy downpours. Very strong winds expected into Friday morning. Highs for Friday early on in the day in the teens, and then we'll
coffee and a split. You think I'm joking? All that cleaning, I got a little joint.
A significant drop in temperatures.
My house feels so much cleaner now. Sort of. I gotta be pile of dirt here, but
it's 6 and misty right now at Houston Airport.
Kick it out the hallway.
Southeast. Your overnight low is near 7 degrees. Now, the dynamic funds market minute to the business center. Here's Richard Southern.
So, Janet, we had stocks moving on up today. Solid gains. You know, we did see a volatile trade bump, even nothing.
It's volatile. Volatile.
TSX.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. It's volatile. It's volatile. I know. I'm playing. It's volatile.
The energy stocks coming back a bit as oil clawed back. All the losses from yesterday up 24% to some $25 and change. The Dow.
And I still got my wonton soup mixes.
1% back above 20K. S&P up 0.6%. No floor in sight for the loonie. Canadian dollar down another 3/100 to 68.91 cents US. That's your market minute. This is 680 News. We all need advice from time to time. Why should investing be
Hey, Americanos, your money's worth 50% more today than it was yesterday. Come on up. We got chicken and pork and everything. We got fireworks and medications and electricity and water and everything.
Blah, blah. Every day now, it feels like a new part of our lives is impacted by COVID-19.
Not me.
Our stores are no different. So I wanted to share some things you're going to see changing in our supermarkets and pharmacies.
Shut up, you
We're
whore.
reducing opening hours to give our teams extra time to clean.
You incestuous pedophile. Just because your dad made you suck dick doesn't mean you can make me suck yours, you fucking
to give
homo.
each of us the space we need for social distancing. These changes will lead to a very different shopping experience, but they are necessary. Canadians have called us an essential service. We accept the challenge. Our supply chain keeps going, getting food and prescriptions to you. Our stores remain open, thanks to good people working hard.
That's some lightweight
Counting on
shit.
them to be safe and healthy. And we hope you'll help. Look online for new store hours, practice social distancing when shopping, and take only what you need. Most of all, please be calm, informed, and kind to each other. Thank you.
Because we can't run on reduced hours and keep restocking the shelves. Why'd you reduce the hours? You want all the old sick people there at the same time, eh? You know when guys like me go shopping? 3 in the morning at Loblaws. You know when the old people go shopping? 9:30 in the morning. There's a big gap between us. Though you want us all there at the same time, man.
Daily numbers of confirmed cases, with many people still returning home. Also from the province today, gatherings, parties, and play dates can wait. Allow your life to pause. In Durham region, 4 residents at the Hillside Terraces long-term care home have tested positive for COVID-19. The residents are 2 men and 2 women, ranging in ages to 68 to 92.
Uno peso etado, unido mexicano.
From Sportsnet 590, the fan
Uno cerveza, por favor.
Well, it all started with a cold, but
Un puerto de agua puro, pero, por favor.
Coach Sean Payton has been diagnosed with COVID-19. He has been dealing with the virus for about 8 days. Has a few days left of quarantine remaining.
Fumar, soy
Is
fumar
said to be
mota,
feeling
soy
better, but it's
mota.
reported by Ian Rappaport that Payton did attend a horse
So
race in
quiero
Louisiana
fumar.
about 5 days ago. Payton is the first NFL employee to contract the coronavirus. Meanwhile, the LA Rams had a busy afternoon. They
I don't give a
released
fuck
both
about
Todd
it.
Gurley
Peyton
and
who?
Clay Matthews.
Again, somebody I couldn't pick up out of a lineup. You're all so fucking goddamn famous. I'm on the internet all day long. I don't know what you look like. You're so goddamn important to the world. Nobody knows what you look like. Really? Really? If you can pick them out,
all NBA team training facilities are being shut down.
I sure would like to know why you can pick them out and how that helps you.
Outside their markets, but have been asked to remain in North America. We also learned today that one member of the Denver Nuggets has tested positive for the virus. Sports at 15 and 45 past.
Nobody cares about Denver, bro. Most fucking homo people in the world. Yeah, we have weed, but we have it tightly regulated so you don't get too high.
Leafly Gardens. I grow my own forest. Okay, but Friday's lotto match jackpot.
You got
is
no
$16
fucking
million.
oxygen,
Plus an
but you're gonna
estimated
regulate
6
the
max
weed
millions.
that helps you
As
breathe
you
more.
drink,
That's
I
you're
can
a
keep going.
genius.
Ooh, with the waterfall.
I don't like
Little
Colorado
country
because of
houses
what
for my
happened to
friends,
John
and
Candy.
instead of walking, we'll zip
I'm
line
never gonna
everywhere.
forgive that.
My dreams are my favorites. Friday's lotto match
We're
jackpot
never
is
letting that
$60
one
million.
go.
Plus an estimated 6 max millions. Withdraws Tuesdays and Fridays. You can dream to the max.
Introducing Montfair by Cremont. A new mid-rise condominium residence coming soon to Brampton. Ideally located between Verdant Parkland and a spectacular new urban
Verdant Parkland.
minutes to the GO station in charming Mount
That means
Pleasant
green
Village.
light, greenish.
A convenient, connected lifestyle in a unique community. 1 and 2 bedroom suites starting from the mid-300s. Register at Fremont.com. This is 680 News. Spring arrives tonight at 11:49, and with it some
It was
wild weather in the
11:50 yesterday, now it's 11:49. See, I told you to make it up.
for much of the GTA. 680 Charlene closes on the weather watch. Blame an approaching warm front. We'll see showers and thunderstorms move through this evening and tonight, with some storms expected to contain heavy downpours. As much as 15 millimeters of rain in an hour, or total amounts near 25 millimeters are possible.
We got
according
that
to Environment
Walmart
Canada.
for the
And then
Costco
tomorrow, a
at the
cold front will move
7-Eleven.
in with the
We got that
potential for high
Walmart
wind
at
gusts
the
in the
for the
morning or early
Costco at the
afternoon.
7-Eleven.
Gusts could be near or exceed 90 kilometers an hour. I'm Charlene Close. Here with All News Radio 680 News, Premier Doug Ford is commending Ontarians for stepping up to help one another these days.
This is the true Ontario spirit. When crisis hit, the people of this province have responded to the call for help. They're rolling up their sleeves and getting to work.
They're supposed to be sitting at home doing nothing.
Be Canadian. And it's this spirit, the Ontario spirit, that will see us through these difficult days.
Thousands of retired nurse practitioners and nurses have volunteered to help staff the Telehealth Ontario line. Ford says that's allowed the system to go from 400 phone lines to more than 2,000. The Canadian distillery behind the J.P. Weiser's whiskey and Polar Ice vodka is helping out the TTC during the ongoing pandemic. Corby Spirit and Wine says it will be adding hand sanitizer to its production line in Windsor and will be donating it for use in TTC garages and collector booths to help keep employees employees and passengers safe. The company is also working with the
Why?
province and the federal
Your
government
fare goes into the
to
box or you
communities
tap.
in short
There's
supply
no
of
interaction
hand
between you and that
sanitizer.
guy.
The
No.
country's
What's he
busiest
cleaning his
airport
hands
giving a
for?
social media
And what does
shout-out
hand
to the people
sanitizer have to
who
do with a
keep it operating.
virus?
Toronto Pearson has tweeted, as Canadians come together to support each other, we would like to applaud the 50,000
Kills 99.9% of bacteria.
lines at all of Canada's airports.
No mention of
Thank you for working
virus.
hard to bring Canada home. Traffic and weather together next. 680 News Time, 5:50.
As for the Ontario Spirit, you don't know. So it's reversed. So yeah, I guess it would be this way. You don't know who you're dealing with, brethren. This idiot's a drug dealer from back in the day, from over here. Fucking, and he don't know what the fuck he's doing. I'd like to thank everybody for coming into work when you're supposed to be sitting at home. Oh, all these people coming out of retirement is why we can increase from 400 phone lines to 2,000. No, it's not. They called up Bell Canada and said we need 6 times as many phone lines. Okay, we agree, we'll pay for it this time. That's what it comes down to. It has nothing to do with how the number of people willing to answer the phone has nothing to do. I could have 10 people here willing to answer the phone. I still got 1 phone line. If I want a second phone line, it don't matter how many people are here to answer the phone. I got to pay for the second phone line. Eh? There's one bullshit thing after another in there.
So we can stay connected. Look after
But
yourself.
anyway, this bullshit that we're putting up with in this province, that's where we come from, man. You ain't gonna take nothing from us. The man in charge is the drug dealer of the year, right? Go on 20 back years, eh?
You're heading home, or
You don't know who you're dealing with up here, eh?
For a really smooth drive, no matter what route you take. 400 series highways.
Every little crooked black hand thing you think goes on everywhere else, you don't know shit. You think the Calabrese and Vergetta and Sicilians are gonna say shit about the Montreal Mafia? Well, fucking murk you. We will murk you for them to get you the fuck off the land. You don't know what you're fucking with.
Construction still in place on Shepherd east of the 400, sharing the
I
westbound
got ant
lanes. There's only
poison.
one lane
I got
open
peanut
east of
sauce.
the 400.
I got everything to deal with your ass. I got toothpicks, eh? You ever get stabbed in the eye with a toothpick?
Same with on the
Put up a fight after that. Put up a fight after that. I'd like to see
Lease
it.
the 2020 NX 300 for $198 bi-weekly with $5,891 down and a delivery credit of up to $1,500.
If I really have to, I'll splash you in the face with some pickle juice.
Your next report at 6:01, and with the extended forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Well, the wind's very calm right now, so we're starting to see a bit of fog and mist across the GTA.
You put that around your tomato plant, and the cutworm's gonna get it. That's why I say this. It really
through
is.
the day tomorrow, at least the first half of the day. Very strong winds as well. Once the cold front slides through, we're getting a warm front tonight that brings the active weather. The cold front slides through, and that kind of brings a finality to the active weather. But temperatures are going to just plummet. We're looking at highs near 15 tomorrow through the day, the first half of the day, and then by Friday night with the wind chill, it's going to feel like minus 15. So get outside and enjoy some of the milder air if you can. It's very temporary. 5 degrees now and overcast downtown. Overnight tonight, temps on the rise near 7 degrees.
This extended forecast is brought to you by Bellier Brothers. Bellier Brothers, installing Trane, the most reliable heating and cooling brand. Bellier, experts in heating and cooling Toronto homes since 1908. Visit BellierBrothers.com.
Coming up at 6, Toronto's top doctor calls on non-essential retailers and hair salons to shut down. As the province says, we can expect to see higher daily numbers of confirmed cases in the days to come.
This is 680 News. Hi, I'm Chef Mark McEwen, here to talk about my new store, McEwen Fine Foods at Yonge and Bloor. The newest McEwen location offers a full shopping experience with a wide selection of restaurant-quality prepared foods. Stop by for fresh produce, specialty ingredients, and do try my house-made recipes. There's 1 hour free parking available, and you can even order ready-made meals online at McEwenCatering.com. We look forward to serving you at 1 Bloor East.
You look forward to serving me.
680 News.
Ain't gonna happen, Bridget.
Curbside yard waste collection has now been suspended by the City of Toronto as it deals with COVID-19. The collection was set to begin this week. The city's Chief Communications Officer, Brad Ross, says garbage and recycling pickup will continue. Canada's Foreign Affairs Minister is...
Wait, you just said you're not going to do it, but it's going to continue. What the fuck did you just say? So now, because you've been using tissues and sneezing in your hand because they tell you to, you used up all your soap and water.
Because he started
You used up all your money on tissues, and now you got garbage bags full of dirty dirty tissues in your house that you can't throw out.
Champagne says he'll continue to work around the clock to support Canadians and coordinate the international response to the pandemic. Here with All News Radio 680 News, U of T is now the latest university to tell students they have to move out of their dorms if they can. The university says students can stay if that is their only option. U of T is also providing emergency assistance grants for both domestic and international students who need relief due to unexpected expenses related to the pandemic. Business is next.
680 News Time, 5:55.
I found the one. Now I've got to find the ring.
Find it at Spence. They custom make every ring.
Everyone says that.
But not like Spence. Choose earth-mined or artisan-created diamonds. Their cases are open, so you can choose from thousands of ring styles or design your own. So the only one to wear her ring...
Non-essential!
Spence has the financing to fit your budget. Now, what were you going to say?
I'm going to Spence.
Inspired by love, imagined by you, created by Spence.
In Scarborough, Vaughan, and Mississauga.
Life is full of lanes. There's the left lane and the right lane, the fast lane and the slow lane, carpool lanes, transit lanes, and bike lanes. There are swimming lanes and bowling lanes, closed lanes and open lanes. But the only lane you can get your Lotto 649 and Lotto Max tickets in is the checkout lane. So get in whatever lane takes you to a participating grocery store and grab a lottery ticket today for your chance to win.
680 News Time, 5:56.
Now the 680 News Business Report. Here's Richard Southern.
Hey, Slogan, we actually saw some solid gains today for the Toronto and New York stock markets after what was a shaky start. Yeah, trading was still bumpy, but, it was nothing like the wild swings in recent weeks. So it was a little bit more boring. That was a very good thing. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average today of 188 points, or 1%, back above 20K. S&P 500 up just over half of 1%. Strong gains for the NASDAQ up 2.6%. Big gain for Bay Street. TSX up 449 points, a 3.8% pickup, taking Canada's main stock index to 12,170. That was tied to the price of oil. Texas tea collapsed yesterday, but black gold clawed its way back today. Oil was up some 24% almost.
Texas tea? No, you said it's the Russians and the Saudis, bro. You make up your mind.
Down energy stocks. Still, investors were, cautiously optimistic, I'd say, after the U.S. Federal Reserve and other banks, like the European Central Bank, turned on their printing presses and are doing what they can to support markets. So federal bank or central bank intervention really helped the mood today. Movers and shakers, we had McDonald's stock up 8.8%, Walt Disney up 6.9%, Microsoft gained 1.6%. On the Toronto stock market, the best performer was Canada's company HEXO. HEXO picked up a whopping 55.7%. Another strong gainer was Cargojet, up 16.9%. Cargojet said it's going to shift its air service to help out the supply chain in Canada to keep goods moving. So a good news story from Cargojet. Investors rewarding the stock today. We did see Air Canada shares continuing to fall. There is, of course, still a lot of concern out there. In fact, we just got a survey out of the United States. It found 9% of working Americans have so far been laid off because of the coronavirus. What's 9% of Americans? That's 14 million people laid off in the United States. 1 in 4 workers have also had their hours reduced. We're probably going to see similar numbers here in Canada. It's going to be a huge issue, and for that reason,
you only have 150. You fucking pussy holes talk about work
markets.
Force.
But again, investors very much liking the fact that central banks are doing their part to try and stabilize things. Also helping the mood today was the fact that we didn't see any new cases coming out of China.
Wow, you have 150 million workers. Wow. Wow, I didn't know the numbers were that low, bro.
In North America joining
did you know we got 20 million people here eligible for military service, Brad?
Picking up 3.8%. The Dow up 188 points. More losses for the Looney.
You don't even have 150 million workers. You have every old sick crippled person working that can be working because you ain't got no proper
protect your family
welfare,
and the
disability,
ones around
retirement
you.
things go on.
SafetyMasks.ca
You ain't got no fucking way for an average person to invest and retire. The average person in the U.S. doesn't have an investment account because they won't open them one. They just won't open them one. I know that's how it goes because they tried it here with me.
And surgical masks. Buy from home at SafetyMasks.ca
So I
and
just
have it
hope I
shipped
went to a
straight to
different
your
place,
door
and a
with
different
free
place than they
shipping
did.
within Canada. Order online at SafetyMasks.ca.
And they're always trying to shut my accounts and
SafetyMasks.ca.
force me to call up and review it. So why do you want to sell your stuff? Because it's about to drop in value.
Why did the cop pull over the moving van?
See that shit? I saw that in the fucking screen. Man, where'd that come from?
Make dad jokes, but don't drive a dad van. Get the new 2020
Where's
Ford
my
Explorer
light?
with standard
So I don't
Ford
lose your
Copilot
fucking
360.
cunt ass. You're gonna be a blood
Now
stain.
you can get 0% purchase financing on all 2020 Explorer models. And that's no joke. Visit your local Ford store or Ford.ca.
Now, 680 News regional weather conditions for Hickory Dickory Decks.
Bloodstain on my
Celebrating
floor,
over 30
you'll
years of
exist no
custom decks
more.
and happy customers, Hickory Dickory Decks is Canada's leader in low-maintenance decking. Enjoy life outdoors. Visit decks.ca. In Markham, overcast
A deck,
and 5
non-essential.
degrees. Cloudy and 6 downtown Toronto, overcast and 5 degrees. 680
Well,
News
I mean,
at
depending on
TRAM
exactly how your
Toronto at 6
property's laid
o'clock.
out.
Number one for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is 680 News, Toronto.
Here are James Monroe and Slajana Tominsic.
These fucking idiot crackers are going, oh, it's fired! It's salt, you moron!
A non-essential store, lock your doors.
Hair and nail salons. I'm asking them to get behind social distancing.
So says the city's top doctor in the fight against coronavirus.
Health officials say more climbing
These
is
ones
not
gotta stick
surprising
somewhere.
as coronavirus cases in the province now include 4 people at the same long-term care home in Oshawa.
Oh, wow, that's surprising. People in the same place got sick? That is so strange. How the fuck did that happen?
Boston Red Sox announced Chris Sale will undergo Tommy
White
John
people are supposed to
surgery.
magically be immune to that. That's why you all crowd around together, all the white people in one place, so you don't get sick, right? That's the logic that's been explained to me. That's why I'm not allowed there.
TSX up 3.8%.
It's been said to me, all right.
188 points. Business at 26.
I'm the dirty nigger, but they keep trying to collect diseases from me to spread to other black people, right? I'm the dirty one.
Oh, well, if you're unable to work from
One
home,
time
choose
sold.
to go into work today, you're rewarded with a very easy commute. The 401, in fact, all the 400 series highways are moving along just fine. The DVP, Gardner, QEW in great shape as well across the GTA. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
Similar shape off the highways. Of course, you have lane restrictions here and there for construction. No collisions reported across the
It ain't a
GTA.
lot, but there's enough there to make a little joint.
Of relatively new construction that's on Shepherd east of the 400.
And I haven't even
where
left my
traffic's
house
down to a
yet,
single
so what's
lane
up
in
with these
each
idiots in
direction. You're
Hallway?
sharing the westbound lanes for ongoing maintenance here, but speeds look pretty good even through that construction zone. Get the latest news affecting our community every night on City News at 6 and 11, only on City TV. Your next report at 6:11, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Well, misty conditions near 6 degrees across much of the GTA. Evening showers and thunderstorms, heavy downpours, strong winds associated with these storms. But in terms of the rainfall amounts, they'll likely be scattered across the region. Not everywhere is going to get into thunderstorm activity, but certainly some scattered showers.
It's going to rain in
Temps on the
parts of the
rise
city,
for
not others.
overnight,
Right?
lows near 7 degrees.
It's going to be an inch in some places and a millimeter in others. They fucking said that shit.
Welcome to lockdown be on the way. Toronto's top doctor tonight recommending non-essential retailers now close their doors, meaning only grocery stores, pharmacies, and restaurants continue to operate via delivery or takeout.
680's Mark Douglas joins us live with the latest on the COVID-19 crisis. Mark.
Slajana, non-essential store, lock your door. That's the latest recommendation from Toronto's Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Eileen Davila.
Hair and nail salons and clothing stores. I'm asking them to get behind social distancing, to do the right thing. You know,
those people won't let you touch them.
Protect our community.
But essential stores,
they wear masks and gloves every fucking day.
Stores that sell home supplies. Davila says we need all
they won't let you sit in the store waiting for your turn. You have to show up on time for your appointment.
So what
Who the fuck is this woman?
Like the Eaton Center,
she doesn't know how businesses run. She doesn't know how healthcare runs, and she doesn't know how.
Chooses to close.
I thought every woman knew about hair and nail salons, bro. I'm not even supposed to know that shit.
There are takeout food court areas which would allow for takeout and delivery of food, and there are certainly other malls around the city that have, for example, things like grocery stores and pharmacies.
Toronto Public Health reporting another 26
Thanks for telling
new
me what the
cases
city
of
has. I was
coronavirus
wondering.
since the Wednesday afternoon briefing here at City Hall, with 11 patients now in Toronto
So what happened to the pack that had
Live from
papers?
City Hall, I'm Mark Douglas.
Meanwhile, provincial health officials
Clean
say
it up.
we can expect higher numbers of
There it
COVID-19 cases as many Canadians continue to return home. 680 Storm McGinn joins us live with that, Stu.
Yeah, that's right, James. There's no signs right now of any slowdown.
The increase reflects a number of factors. The lab trying to catch up with the backlog and the fact we have more people coming back to Ontario.
Provincial health officials say 44 new cases identified today, including the death of a man in Halton region that could be a case of community spread, and 4 people living in a long-term care home in Oshawa. A 92-year-old woman, 80-year-old woman, a 71-year-old man, and a 68-year-old man remain at Hillsdale Terrace in isolation.
But they're not
Dr.
dead.
David Williams was
92 and you're not dead from
that a
this?
continuous trend upwards could max out the use of the province's ICU beds.
We base it on the modeling and the cases.
It'll max. No, it won't. You again trying to do social health care. If we tell them not to come in, we'll be able to keep costs down and not use them all, and we'll be able to resell this shit to some third world country in a couple years. That's what they do. We have multiple fully equipped hospitals locked down, not because of this, abandoned 15 fucking years ago. Brand new x-ray machines in the shit, brand new ultrasounds and everything, MRIs, sitting there, abandoned. Well, we got people on waiting lists for surgeries and homeless people sleeping in the street.
We can't wait on delays for bureaucracy or politicians or anyone to react. We can't wait 2 days, 3 days. We're acting immediately.
Ford did not provide a specific timeline for when the students will return to Canada. The group was 1 week into their
We don't
trip
want 'em
when
back.
the World Health Organization classified COVID-19 a global pandemic on March 11th. Meantime, a couple from Toronto and a Vancouver man are
These
also stepping
motherfuckers
forward.
got lengthwise watermarks too.
They want to
Both
get back
these
home.
cocksuckers have lengthwise watermarks to burn your shit up twice as fast. Motherfucker.
Their local resident back to their home countries, and here we are just kind of listening to the news, and nothing else is being done besides students.
Now, the province says the federal government is responsible for repatriation, and so it's best to contact Global Affairs Canada or the Canadian Embassy in London if you're a Canadian stuck outside of Canada. Phil Martino, 680 News.
No,
This
you're
is Canadian
Canadian in
legislature
Peru.
emergency sitting today. A couple dozen MPs were called to pass a bill to help deal with the fallout from this crisis.
An unprecedented scene inside the legislature. Instead of the usual passionate back and forth, it was
Remember,
calm,
they've done
with a
everything they can to
definite
kill
sense
me
of
off.
urgency.
During these
And they were all laughing about this disease when I was pointing out what's going to happen, thinking I'm going to die first.
MPs on hand, all sitting a few seats and rows apart to adhere with social distancing, unanimously passing legislation to
Which,
protect
by the way,
workers affected by
nobody's come out and said, by the way, this is
Premier Ford announcing
airborne.
several new measures, including changing up the rules so stores can get deliveries 24/7.
So people can continue.
You can get
these
deliveries
essentials
24/7 now.
Once again, urging people not to hoard supplies and to do their part.
is absolutely critical.
Don't hoard
And as a
supplies
society,
because then we'll have to sell
practicing
more.
social distancing
We don't want
and
that
doing
because then
everything
we'll
we
have to
can
pay employees
slow
to
the
come
spread
in and sell
of this
it.
virus.
And those people will have money to buy stuff, so they won't be in
This portion
trouble
of the
either.
news brought to you by
Why
Brady
don't you want
Honda.
us spending
A dire
money?
warning today from the Prime Minister suggesting social distancing could last for weeks or months. This comes as they're set to close the border by
Bati
Saturday to non-essential
We've
travel.
been doing social distancing forever. It's you trying to make it everybody touchy-feely all the time. Go the fuck back to France, you homo. You're one of those post-Renaissance faggots. Go the fuck back.
Friday night and Saturday
Yeah.
morning. We are continuing to work on the fine-tuning of the agreement between Canada and the United States.
Pour la monnaie,
And President
mon
Donald
monnaie,
Trump
mon
announced yesterday
argent,
the
c'est
border will
ma
close
coin.
to tourists and cross-border
Je n'ai pas
shoppers,
besoin
but
de
remain
toi.
open for trade and commerce like truckers shipping food, medicine, and supplies. The Prime Minister also warning Canadians social distancing measures could be in place for a long time.
I gotta go do
We've
my
heard
security
anything
thing. I'll
from
be
weeks
right
to
back.
months.
In addition to the government's $82 billion financial aid package announced yesterday, the Prime Minister says his government's been speaking with manufacturers to ensure we have the medical equipment we need, and he's been speaking with Air Canada and WestJet to ensure there are flights available to bring Canadians home who are stuck abroad. He adds he knows people are worried right now, and he's urging everyone to make sure they check on their neighbors to see if they're okay. Cormac McSweeney, Parliament Hill.
On the Weather Watch, spring arrives tonight and will bring a lot of rain.
That's actually
powerful
literally
winds
what I
with
just
it.
said I'm
Florida,
doing, eh?
Canada, with a special weather statement for the entire GTA. Along with Hamilton and Niagara, we could get up to 25 millimeters of rain tonight into tomorrow with wind gusts around 90 clicks an hour. Toronto's fire chief, who heads up the city's emergency management team, says they are prepared.
The city's urban forestry team have arranged to have 55 crews available to respond to fallen trees and branches, prioritizing safety hazards.
To clear the roads for what traffic, buddy?
To Toronto Hydro as required, should that become necessary. Additional crews will also be on standby.
Heavy downpours could be possible. It could cause localized flooding, full traffic, and your forecast straight ahead.
What's my fault?
This is 680 News.
Say what? Get Air Miles reward miles on all your purchases
no
at
clock
Honda
on it.
Mississauga during the Honda Drive Smart event. Lease the 2020 Accord LX sedan, manual transmission at Ready Honda for just $92 weekly at 4.99% APR for 60 months with $0 down and $0 security deposit. Vehicle license fee, HST, and extra wear and tear are extra.
I'm Bob Redinger, president of Ready Honda. Stop by and find out why thousands of people say, I love my Ready Honda. City streets in Mississauga northbound, quite a few remains closed at 401 for long-term construction, and an Ajax church is closed both ways north of Roslyn for long-term construction. Now, 680 News gas price update. Enpro predicts the price will fall a cent at midnight. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 610.
At the Monitoring Center, you pay only $9.99 per month for your alarm monitoring. Whether you're activating your alarm system for the very first time or switching to us from your current provider, you do have a choice, and that choice is clear. Switching is easy. Call the Monitoring Center today and get our 6-month free sign-up bonus, 1-866-247 for $9.99, or visit themonitoringcenter.com.
1-866-247 for $9.99. 1-866-247 for $9.99.
Thanks so much for coming to babysit. My pleasure. So here's the fridge. Eat whatever you want. Okay. And this is Nathan's room. Oh, wow, it's so cute. Well, we just renovated. Oh, is Nathan sleeping? No, he's at his father's. So then who am I here to babysit? Thank you for dropping by, Chelsea.
It's okay to be proud of your renos. This weekend at Rona, we pay the tax for you when you spend $100 or more, so you can spring into action. Do yourself proud with Rona. Conditions apply.
680 News Time, 611.
Traffic and weather together on the ones, brought to you by Hakeem Optical. Jordan Kerr.
If you've ever driven around the GTA on a Sunday morning, this is what it's like, except it's just after 6 o'clock on a weekday. Basically, no traffic on the 400 series highways. Everything's moving very well. And the DVP, Gardner, QEW in good shape as well. From the 680 Traffic Center, here's Kyle Hawking.
We're also free of any major issues off the highways, seeing off and on delays along Eglinton, anywhere from the Allen over towards Kennedy. This is where we have the ongoing crosstown construction. It looks especially heavy heading through Bayview right now, eastbound Eglinton through Bayview. We've also got a spot of construction reducing Shepherd to a single lane east of the 400 for ongoing sewer work in this area, but it doesn't look too bad in terms of your speeds through there. Embrace your unique style at Hakeem Optical. Purchase your first pair at regular price and get your second pair of lenses and frames for only $20 each. Visit HakeemOptical.ca. Your next report at 6:21, and with the forecast, here's Denise Andriacci.
Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms tonight through the morning, tomorrow, and early afternoon. Very strong winds pushing in some very mild air. It's temporary, however. For the first full day of spring, we're going to feel like spring and winter all in one day. Once the cold front slides through in the afternoon, noticeably cooler temperatures by Friday night. We're down to -9, feeling into the minus teens. Your overnight low tonight near 7 degrees.
Now, the Dynamic Funds Market Minute from the newly opened home office in Midtown Toronto. 680's Richard Southern.
I got dinner on. Do you want some, James?
I can smell it. It smells delicious.
It smelled like a winner on the markets today, Jamie. We had the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 188 points. Much needed 1% gain. Wasn't looking so good in the morning hours. The Dow plunged about 700 in the morning, but when the dust settled, the Dow was up 1%. S&P was up just over 0.5%. NASDAQ strong, up 2.6%. TSX really benefited from the price of oil coming back to life. TSX up 449 points, 3.8%. Back above 12,100. Oil up a whopping almost 24% to some $25. Hexo, the cannabis stock, up 55%. Cargojet up 16.9. More losses for the loonie, down to 68.91 cents US. That's your market minute. This is 680 News.
Research shows that households with a financial advisor save at nearly twice the rate versus those who don't. To learn more, visit dynamic.ca/advice. Hi,
I'm Galen Weston, chairman of Loblaw. Every day now, it feels like a new part of our lives is impacted by COVID-19. Our stores are no different. So I wanted to share some things you're going to see changing in our supermarkets and pharmacies. We're reducing opening hours to give our teams extra time to clean and to rest. We're pre-packing more products to reduce touching. And we're limiting the number of customers allowed in our busiest stores to give each of us the space we need for social distancing. These changes will lead to a very different shopping experience, but they are necessary. Canadians have called us an essential service. We accept the challenge. Our supply chain keeps going, getting food and prescriptions to you. Our stores remain open, thanks to good people working hard. We're counting on them to be safe and healthy, and we hope you'll help. Look online for new store hours, practice social distancing when shopping, and take only what you need. Most of all, please be calm, informed, and kind to each other. Thank you.
This is All News Radio, 680 News. We've overcast, misty conditions in downtown Toronto and 5 degrees. Good evening from the 680 News Broadcast Center. I'm James Monroe.
I'm Slijana Timinzik. Here are the top stories right now.
The latest on the COVID-19 crisis. Toronto's medical officer of health is recommending non-essential businesses close. That would leave only grocery and drug stores and restaurants open for takeout or delivery. The province recording more than 40 new cases today. The total is more than 250 and 2 deaths. The latest Milton man that could be the victim of community spread. And a special weather statement out for Toronto and the GTA. An approaching warm front causing showers and thunderstorms tonight. Possible rainfall amounts of up to 25 millimeters.
Time for 680 Sports from Sportsnet 590 The Fan. Here's Alex Xero.
Sale going under the knife. I'm Alex Xero with his Sportsnet Central update. Let's start with the breaking news out of baseball. Red Sox lefty Chris Sale needs Tommy John surgery. He's been dealing with elbow issues for quite some time and just resumed throwing Monday after being shut down for 2 weeks. He will miss the entire 2020 season. Well, it all started with a cold and turned into much more. Saints head coach Sean Payton has been diagnosed with coronavirus. He's been dealing with the virus for 8 days, is said to be feeling better. Ian Rappaport reporting that Payton 5 days ago did attend a horse race in Louisiana. He is the first NFL employee to contract COVID-19. LA Rams had a busy afternoon releasing both Todd Gurley and Clay Matthews. Gurley leaving $12.6 million in dead money on LA's cap over the next 2 seasons. And because of COVID-19, all NBA team training facilities are being shut down, as we learned today that a member of the Nuggets has tested positive. Sports at 15 and 45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca/590.
Water came through, shorted out the furnace, the radiator too.
When emergencies happen, get a loan that's way cheaper than a payday loan with approval in minutes.
If you need money in a hurry, prudentfinancial.net.
Whether you want to consolidate bills, emergency repairs, it's up to you. Get approval in minutes. When you own your car or home, get a loan. Borrow up to $50,000. Money when you need it most from Prudent Financial. Click for details today.
Prudentfinancial.net.
The Jaguar Impeccable Timing Sales Event is on now, which means it's the perfect time to enjoy exceptional offers on most Jaguar vehicles, including the award-winning F-Pace Performance SUV, the Agile E-Pace Compact SUV, and the powerful F-Type sports car. On any Jaguar vehicle of your choice, receive your first 3 lease payments on us, or take advantage of savings up to $9,000 on select models. Visit your Greater Toronto Area Jaguar authorized retailer for details. Timing is everything. Offers end March 31st.
This is 680 News. The number of cases in the U.S. continues to spike at an alarming rate, climbing past 10,000 today.
New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo today calling for more safe distancing, saying at least 75% of business workers not essential must work from home.
I am going to increase the density control today. No more than 25% of people can be in the workforce. Yesterday it was 50%. We're reducing it. Again, except the essential services.
In Florida, beaches in Miami-Dade County now ordered to close by Miami's mayor, along with non-essential businesses like retail and commercial establishments. adding to the massive
that's
effort
not
across
bad.
the country
8
to help
minutes of work, I
those
got a
now
coffee, I
out
got my
of work.
spliff.
The number of Americans filing for new unemployment benefit claims surged last week as workers start to feel the effects of the coronavirus outbreak. The Labor Department reported that unemployment applications rose by 70,000. The one-week rise was far above the levels seen over the past year.
ABC's Andrew Dunbart, Michelle Franz, and ABC News.
Sunwing is offering Canadians stranded in southern destinations a way home free of charge. The airline says it is offering available seats on its repatriation flights to everyone, including non-Sunwing customers. About 60 flights leaving today. It's been running the evac flights all week. Expects to bring home about 11,000 Canadians today alone for a total of more than 33,000. Premier Ford telling people in the province to thank the workers who are on the front lines, keeping the supply chain going so that food and other supplies continue to be on store shelves.
I want to take a moment to recognize and thank the incredible employees throughout the supply chains that we're counting on right now. From the farmer producing food to the trucker delivering supplies to your local store, to people stocking the shelves, and especially those working at the cash registers.
Yeah, people counting the money that you expect to do your anti-shoplifting shit, right?
At a time when public health officials are urging people to practice social distancing, he recommends either closing stores or maintaining regular or even extending hours. Here in Ontario, the LCBO and beer stores are running on reduced hours until further notice. Traffic and weather in 60 seconds.
680 News Time, 6:20.
Hello, it's Jeff from Reliance Home Comfort. We know things are uncertain right now, but if you need furnace, hot water, or plumbing help, we're here for you. Understanding the seriousness of the current situation, we're taking great pains to make sure that any visit to your home is safe for you as well as our Reliance team members. So if you find yourself in need of a heating or plumbing professional, we're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. As always, when you need help you can trust, just call on Reliance.
Hasn't it been long enough? You've talked about it long enough, lived like this long enough, complained long enough. Isn't it finally time to get the basement finished?
With 0 down, 0% interest, finish your basement for as low as $140 a week. Book now and get $5,000 off your new basement. Offer expires April 15th. OAC.
Alright, I'm gonna let that joint, and then we'll get back to this thing. 8.5 minutes. I got my coffee. I got all the garbage took out. Yeah, the garbage. Not my garbage in here. You think I don't work? I don't need to get paid Canadian currency. We got a whole economy going on down here. You don't understand, nigga. You're gonna tax my coffee, Mr. Prime Minister? Would you like 5% of a 20-ounce coffee? That'd be like 1 ounce. You want 1 ounce of coffee, sir? It's triple. Are you lactose? Are you pre-diabetic? Because you might not be able to handle this shit. Circle the squares, nigga. You cannot go in and sit down, but you can still get your coffee. And the garbage is all took away by a street hood to fucking make sure it's all cleaned up and appropriate and not all over the goddamn ground. And the hour, because they've changed their hours in the city and all these things, we used to do this at a different time of night. That's why it's kind of fucked up right now. Okay, we need music. And I got two choices. I can go with Gang Life or I can go with whatever's on my SoundCloud list. And I think I'm going to go with the SoundCloud list. 5640. Hold on. Don't freeze up on me before I press the button, brethren. 53, 56, 54, 56, 55, 56. Hey, 7, hold on.
And I don't need to tell y'all the times is hard. And you don't need to tell me that I can score. I'm not a fraud. Let me believe that I'm in charge. I got the keys and I'ma drive this car. Pain behind these walls. Need a minute with my mind on pause. Hollywood, on my back, my feet will shine these stars. One hit, one fix, one more time to toss. Back in my wrist. You should find me crying reply, yeah. Cadillac Ron, Makina bitch, yeah.
Oh, it's not shuffling, is it?
I'm ready now. Rip this shit. Thug shit. Straight up thug shit. What? Yo, from a young one up. Funds will fuck. Ghetto, yo,
seen a gun to keep it moving, only fantasize about my equilibrium. I need to answer why. I need these banknotes and millions and pauses for my mini men to lay up in the B and see this D up in between my thighs. I fantasize about these angry guys. Killing fans, they never knew I wanna murder guys. You an accident murderer, you wanna earn your prize. Coming up off niggas looting all these hammers fly. I came up off the noodles, the hustle game was crucial. You govern then they shoot you, understand my whys. I can still be on my hammer shit. No, but the MC in me, burning like this cannabis. I'm paramount on A-list. Pick the flash you hit, the Sorrento. It's the only thing that's switching up. The game chill like menthol. Yo, who are you is Kimba? I've been broken, came up and lost that and still cold. You niggas joking, still broke. Bring my niggas in and out. I'm about to hit the books, I'm the accountant. Tunnel vision, recurses all them crooks, I am surrounded. Pretty like the pound get. My bike barking louder than these gang events. Ain't none of you ain't been a threat. I'll show you how this 30 get. That's my age guard, it's been the next planet for the president. These pussies on the internet, so flashing on my DNA rap. I never knew about Snoopy and Connect. I was the first female to run the rappers rap. You twisted cause I cut the dress. The principle don't hold the heads. I'm surely about this bread though. When I was talking about my kinfolk, them years ended zero. There's deuces on the decade. Who jump ons was still fake. I'm coming through the fuck it up like Luke Cage. I'm wavy like a loose spray.
Where's the other ass? We only got 4.
Playing in the loose cage. Money get murdered is what I fantasize.
It's got my name on it. R. Tommy. Well, it's almost my name.
Sex, money, get murdered is what I fantasize.
Oh, there's the
Sex, money, get murdered is what I fantasize.
Oh, that's
You're getting shot up, I was getting my minds up. I'm still getting caught when the best in Toronto. Sex, drugs, and murder for money. You coming from me, I'm fucking gully. You still living, then you was lucky. You a public figure, trying your best. And this
nigga, that's good shit.
Bitches lost your sight and your breath. Taking your senses for granted. Became a pain in Maryland.
Oh, that brick came from the Galleria Mall. That's why it's there.
We carried it ratchet and said that you were burying a package. It's very relaxing. The way we taking care of them packets get carried in plastic and don't criminary advantage. My mom's used to say
I'm always taking advantage. Arbitrage, that's how it goes. You don't want to face my rhymes. Everybody wants to get the fuck out of my dad's garage. But there's only one way out. Knock another piece out of your runaway mouth.
I love the glitzy 1911 was preference. Get you fired from your job with a severance. I kill the biggest bear like the Revenant. Don't wear your fur bits so everybody shares it. Fuck around with Charlie, but I'm getting on some murder shit. Big gun, and you know I'm gonna defend the turf with it. You bubble like a stripper on the floor when I'm working it. Shake up your vehicle like it's turbulence. My airbags keep explosives where it's turbulence. You feeling cold until the heat on you.
Courteous.
My treaty niggas put the poison in your curry dish. Mr. Obio, Mr. Pipe, Burpee heads and okra. Boy, I'll get you soaked up. Tie him up and roped up. Chain look like gold dust. Pussy won't you know us. And still get your throat cut. Sex, money, get murdered.
I don't know which one's correct. I always say pussy hole. I don't know which one's correct. I don't fucking know. I just cuss at custies in the street like anybody else. One day I got pissed off and pussy hole came out. That's all I know. Bomb the club. Last month.
Sex, money, and murder is what I fantasize.
Sex, money, and murder is what we advertise. Is it a hair or a thread? I think it's a thread. For some reason, there's a dozen fucking people just hanging out in the lobby. I don't know don't get it. They're all talking about this virus. Yeah, it spreads like really easy. You're not supposed to be in a big crowd. You're supposed to like cough into your sleep and shit, especially if you have symptoms. I swear, they're down there doing it right now. Oh, that looks like it's at a weird angle. Eh? What the fuck just happened there? What the fuck just happened there? We're gonna do the ghetto gangbang street flicks real quick. We'll switch it up. We'll switch it up.
Thinking about taking you home. Me and you, shorty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot when I do my thing. You hot too when you do your thing. We hot when we do a thing, so let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing.
Criminals, yes, subliminal messages, no. Everybody wants to get the Toronto Hydro from Ontario, where that good shit grow wild. I don't give a fuck, it's been a fucking while since I seen the Wild Boys. But I know they out there in the shadows. Let me know the shit.
Go get your girl. Go get your chick. See you do your thing, baby girl, with them hips. You an angel in disguise, you a devil in disguise. I'm a devil in disguise. We can get it on, girl. Come to my world, we can get this thing poppin'. I show you things you never seen, girl, and I ain't stopping. Roll through the hood, everybody know me. Only 21 and I'm a 3OG.
Trill core, trillium, all day. We keep it black and red. And fuck what they say. We put away the AKs, not a display. We got them right here. What the fuck is you saying? We playing with nothing but your fucking mind. I don't give a fuck if you mind. Sometimes I gotta commit some drug crimes.
I'm hot when I do my thing. You hot too when you do your thing. We hot when we do a thing, so let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. I wanna do my thing, she wanna do a thing. Hop in the studio, bet I can make it sing. 306 represent a Saskatoon soldier, reppin' my city, man, but I thought I told ya. I'm fly, she fly too, and when it's time to ride, I know she gon' ride too. Why hide you? You a good girl, roll with me, you be living in a good world. Thinking about taking you home, like the way you do that, baby girl, let's get it on. Girl, I put it on for my city, man, and I'm a bad boy, like Diddy, man. Girl, come get your game check. Swear a the moment, baby, I ain't giving rain checks. And I'm all about my game, man. Get famous, that's the one and only game plan. Thinking about taking you home. Me and you, shorty, yeah, finna get it on. I'm hot when I do my thing. You hot too when you do your thing. We hot when we do a thing, so let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. So let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Girl, you turn me up. Girl, you turn me on. Girl, you turn me up. Girl, you turn me on.
There's gonna be like 6 different kinds of weed too, eh?
Do it like this. Ain't nobody really do it like this. Girl, you turn me up. Girl, you turn me on. Girl, you turn me up. Girl, you turn me on. Ain't nobody really do it like this. Ain't nobody really do it like this. Baby, let's get it. We already got it. Triple R reppin'. Swear I can't stop it. Rapping ain't a habit. Rapping my life. You do this once a month. I do this every day and every night. Girls take flight. Fly like a G6. Go hit the club till I'm bucked and I see sick. Go meet some different women. Go sip Patron. Go party till I feel like taking someone home.
C6 plus C7 beats some Mac 11 and a 10. I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna reload it again and let it rinse. Joking, feeds up a chain, you get it? The belt has my side. I don't give a fuck if you can read the size. Coming through like hungry lions.
Baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing. Let's do a thing, baby girl, yeah, let's do a thing.
Excuse me, Mr. Tobacco Inspector, I'm gonna deck you. Listen, Inspector, deck can disappear off the record. Nobody's gonna remember that I was here, but you're gonna be bleeding in between the ears, hemorrhage. All I got is good medicine for you. Motherfucker, adore you. I do not adore you. For you, I'll pull out the for you. Come on, play something.
Yo, check it. Yo. Don't give me 10 seconds to battle you back, bitch. I'll leave you in the casket, choosing my lips, cause I'm a verbal murderer, but you heard of me before. Never let the one the sickest rappers keeping it in store. I'ma keep it on lock, my lip locks like a Glock. I pop shots out my tongue and I'ma leave your ass shot. I lacerations from the throat from the mic cord. You wanna come at me and claiming that you're hardcore. I battle rapping victimize you fucking whack MCs. So don't come at me cause I'm like a venereal disease. Leave you sicking like the clap from many a gonorrhea. You don't wanna fuck with the shit because I'll see you till your deathbed. Off the shit that I said, off the shit that I spit off my head, leaving you a dread that act like the hairstyle. While I stay so fire with my profile, I mean I lock it up down with my cerebral. For all you and your people been acting like you're so evil, but you ain't bad at all. You need a slap across the jaw, back and roll, cause you're claiming shit that you ain't never done before. You're claiming that you're grimy and gritty and hardcore and roll, but I think that you learned hardcore with care bears. And I don't care, man, cause I don't really play fair. I'm here to battle you, start a cypher and spark it, or else I'm gonna have to jack you up and rob your pockets, rob your wallet. Don't know what you wanna call it, being a victimized again. When this team is how we stole it. Stolen over the streets and invading the homes and kicking down fucking doors and putting guns to their domes. I'm a hypocritical cat who used to stuff packs. Now I slang crap. No, I don't slang crap because I'm hypocritical because I said it was so bad. Now I'm sitting here and I'm acting oh so mad, but I'm oh so bad. At the same time, my brothers be making money, but it ends off the packs and that ain't that funny. Seen the wake up in the fucking yard, seeing your people run the place. Oh my God, like what we gonna do? Our kids be getting stabbed up. Age of 12, like yo, let's hit this trash up.
Oh, I left the roaches.
Cash up and take them out. We need to bed together.
Oh, now we got 4 of them. I know I said no roaches, but if we're rolling crumbs and things, we might as well throw the roaches in too. Guess we got another joint. I could have condensed all that into one joint instead of 3.
I'ma keep it on the mic and just flow. And I'ma keep it on the mic. All your fake ass slurs of life, let's go.
We slapping shots and passing parks back and forth through the open door. I'm gonna have to freeze it and read it real quick. Oh, I guess we'll show it to you again some other day. What we do for some money, it's too upbeat. It's too upbeat.
Fresh out the drink and I'm back on selling west side. I've been rolling with the click of no telling what I do to get my fucking cash on, mash on, back.
My favorite thing about this email program out of Russia, you could unlock the phone and the SIM card, and you still gotta guess what the email PIN number is, and it's not the email password. I know there's a mirror right there. I know.
I don't play so with the not French to skin. You can pray your fucking day, but it ain't no way you'll make it in. Take away your faith and friends, family, and what's left with unknown assailants. Lays in the slut steps.
I'm covered in lingo up there. Oh, my legs have not been irritated all this whole fucking morning. Afternoon. Remember, they like to say that sickle cell is sickle cell disease goes against survival. Sickle cell trait improves survival, but sickle cell disease reduces it. Well, I'm surviving just fine, and all these normal-ass motherfuckers are slipping up. Reread those articles. It says when the shit hits the fan, sickle cell's good to have.
Leaving slugs. Snuff the mango, fucking strangle. Bringing pain from every angle, leaving fangs, cutting tangled, leave a stench on my ankles in the back of my summer house. Don't even.
The real reason I grow my hair this long is so if they come at me with a knife, it'll go. Fuck, he's got so much goddamn Dutch hair. Look at that shit. My knife's already dull. Damn it.
The killer leave no witness, so nobody can testify. Never arrested by no phone. And to my rivals, this betting game is let us break. I get no way of survival. I know you ain't gonna try though. Can't reason with the cycle. With my pose and my pose and my pose when the knife falls. Get my dough when I roll with gas to see you bury, bitch. Every clip is making Cooper's mortuary bridge. Born to scary tricks. Born to getting toe tags. Born to make a tobacco that blow back over the phone, man.
Why is it in Russian? Hold on. Why is Google sending me Russian emails? You're not supposed to know that my email address is in Russia. You're just... How the fuck do you know that? Why the fuck is this in fucking Russian? I'm looking for money.
I got my 9mm situation, it's a girl, till I got back, all the text was to get stuck, cause I'm run 27 with my motherfucking no face mask on, rack market long, get your mask on.
Is auto rotate not on? What is going on here? There we go. I want to read this. I can't see it because you're cutting out the middle letters because the screen's too small. Go back to the big screen. Damn it, you're pissing me off. I don't give a fuck who you are. Get the fuck out of here. Go away. Oh, I hear screaming. I hear Custy screaming. It's echoing from far away, though.
Y'all said me never did I want you. Oh Lord, me tell you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Shot one time. What? Yo, take him out, bring him out dead. Westwood, hit him in the head. 1 gun, 2 gun, 3 gun, 4, door, 5, all about crime. That's who that is. Oh. Yo, murder. Who the hell? Murder. Them Westwood, put your bike at them. Them boys, me, murder. Me never have peace. We make a back, take them. Jump in the back, keep them brother back.
All these organizations and agencies are emailing me to tell me their plan for COVID-19.
Queen, England, and everything, the ling thing. What we bringing is the demon and the fiend for the views. Move, get please don't abuse it. We just choose it. To burn the flag, cause I'm on that rebel shit. The level kick, 10 for the ass. Yeah, pass when you drag. To the north, to the south, to the east, to the west. Good, go on. Yeah. Red, what? Hold it down. What they hold it down. Let the president hold it down. DJ Westwood, that's fun to crazy. I make 5-foot kicks, hits and Westwood whip. What? The DJ's on the mix, that's all that hip. Don't skip the dial, my nigga, that's foul. Now you can't get the chance to catch the.
She's using a food knife to cut up. I'm supposed to be impressed at social distancing, and all I can see is cross-contamination.
It hurts so bad when I smile. Me as the honest from the proud. And yo, you know now. The nigga break falling down. What falling down? The nigga break falling down. Westwood is going crazy. Dirty monkey off the red. Cha-cha-cha. Now it's time to get live. With Westwood the best. Come on. Feel the vibration from the station. The pumping frustrations in the nation. What? The bridges falling down. They falling down. They falling down. The bridges falling down. You gotta go with the wrong nigga brother. You rap up for the mother. Plus, I got the Westwood, you ain't no other. Pull the string to shade, your lady pray for your maker. Doing a hard, flip in the head, radio, into every move up Westwood. You can get the ass buried. Cause when it's a full moon, he get a chill in his spine. If he loses his mind, picking a shower and nickel plate at night. The blood clot warrior, roster and imposter. You sweat Westwood and me not know why. So it's up for Westwood, you just don't die. Either crazy like sticky or your motherfucking marijuana. I want some marijuana.
Banks I don't have accounts with are reassuring me I can do banking.
Why I gotta tell your kids that you need to quit it? Why you always thinking that you're super being admitted that you're fucking stuck in your ain't shit when you spit it? You always play the same shit over and over again. Back about your fucking bitches, cars in hand, and then you go on about your push. Wanna talk a lot. I'm hearing lots of kids always saying word stuff. I'm trying to run around like they even know what they're doing, and they never know how to really stay true to this music. Cause I can't live with the music, cause I freestyle my verse. And you always acting like you're so hard, but I just burst. I'm fine and thinking that you ain't partners in the water. Shit, you should just call me your fucking father. The way I treat you like a dog. Killer. And that's what's up. Call it the authorities. Have come and lock me up. I'm the money on the band. I'm addicted to the rush. I'm jealous of the skills, cause I be killing it too much. Killer, and that's what's up. Call it the authorities. Have come and lock me up. I'm like money on the band. I'm addicted to the rush. I'm jealous of the skills, cause I be killing it too much. Still I get to meet somebody who could say they never felt me. When my cerebellum sick, the doctor saying it ain't healthy. In my heart, I turn to cash and motherfucker, I be guilty. But that's just the comments and now somebody just come and help me. I got insanity in the brain and plus the rush of killing all these bars and kids. You will get crushed over like you want competition, cause you want nothing now. I'll just show you how to get married like your granddaughter. I'll put you in the dirt, I'll show you some hurt. I'll get your feelings all twisted up onto your dirt. And you best be sure if you come to battle me that you got life insurance, cause I do ICE. You over in your body, my legs fall apart. You wanna play around in this game, but here's the start. You can't represent who you be like you are. If you don't try no hard, I'll drop you from the start. Killer, and that's what's up. Call it the authorities. Have come and lock me up. I'm the money on the band. I'm addicted to the rush. I'm jealous of the skills, cause I be killing it too much. I'm a killer, and that's what's up. Call it the authorities. Have come and lock me up. I'm like money on the band. I'm addicted to the rush. I'm jealous of the skills,
Well, that was important. Thank you, Google, for your fucking wonderful work on making your fucking machines and software work together. You fucking liar!
Premier Doug Ford began his news conference today by thanking the thousands of retired nurses